What's up, guys? It's McNulty here. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are all doing well. And the Untold Tales summon has dropped in again today. So we've got a couple of new heroes in here. We've got a brand new 5-star hero, and I'm really excited about this new 4-star as well. I think they are too, because it seems like there's no other second 5-star. It's just the 4-star that's dropped in. But that ain't a problem, because just look at this guy. He's absolutely amazing looking. So we're going to go ahead and start with the 5-star hero Gestalt. And we're going to see what he's all about first of all. So first off, he is a fire hero, and he is of the cleric class, which is interesting. So he gets the mana shield, which is a 35% chance to resist negative mana effects and effects that prevent the use of special skills. This is a class that we do normally see with healers, but not primarily with healers. So it's a good class. It's a really good class because you can resist ailments and you can resist things like mindless attack, for example. Now, he is part of the Nightmares of Atlantis family. I mean, look at him. He does look like he's an absolute nightmare from the depths. Again, he's like one of the mermen, and I've said it before. I think the mermen and mermaids are some of the strongest heroes in this portal. So, Nightmares of Atlantis, they get a bonus for 1 or 2 heroes. That's a 50 or 75% chance to cast minus 10% mana generation for 3 turns on an enemy that deals special skill damage to the character. If the enemy's special skill defeats him, the chance is 75 or 100%. So it's a quite low mana reduction chance, but it is there and it can trigger off, and it does make things a little bit difficult. It's kind of like having the family bonus from the sorcerer talent, even without actually having the sorcerer talent on your card. And then the hero receives the family bonus of a related family when in a team with at least one related hero. So they basically give a bonus to the Atlantis heroes. Now, the passive is going to be a 50% chance to deal 80% damage to all enemies and cast or give plus 19% mana generation to the caster for 2 turns when he casts his special skill. That is an all-important one. I really do like the passive here, probably quite a bit more than the family bonus, although the family bonus does give him a little bit extra. So yeah, it's a really good overall, the class, the family, and the passive, pretty damn good so far. Now, in terms of the ether power, we're looking at defense up, which again is one of my favorites, just before I switch off the max power preview. So stats wise, he's got 898 on the attack, so nearly 900, which is pretty damn good on the attack stat. 949 on the defense, which also is extremely good, and 1800 health, so it's going to make him really survivable and a very difficult hero to take down. Now, his special skill is called Underwater Magma Cube. Kind of has like smacks of the Alfrike special, but I've had a read over, and it's not mindless attack, guys. It's definitely not mindless attack. So just to confirm, he's at the Changing Tides mana speed, which means the first cast is going to be at fast speed, and the second at average, and then back to the first again, and it keeps going like that. So on the first charge, he will deal 300% damage to 3 random enemies. So not just a single enemy, and you can't target an enemy. It's 3 random enemies. The hit enemies then become afflicted with an underwater magma cube. Now, while they're afflicted by this magma cube, the owner gets minus 34% defense. The magma cubes explode in 3 turns, doing 300 damage to their owner. If the magma tube's cleansed, magma cube, sorry, not magma tube, the owner gets minus 34% mana generation for 3 turns. Okay, so it's a pretty complex special. Basically, we're looking at somebody who you can't target a specific hero. He's going to do 300% damage to 3 heroes. You can't choose which heroes they are. I'm not sure whether that 300% damage can target a single enemy twice. We would have to check that in practice, but if we're just going by the card, it's going to be 3 random enemies. So I'm not sure. I mean, if there's some of these heroes, if there's still just 1 hero left on the board, then he might hit them 3 times. But I'm not sure if this is going to work in that way. So yeah, guys, if you do manage to pull this guy, please test it because I want to find out. So it's a bit of a downside in the fact that you can't target a specific hero, but it's still quite a decent amount of damage. He's got a decent attack stat, so 300% to 3 enemies. Now this magma cube that gives minus 34% defense, it's pretty good. And the great thing about it is that it's giving it to random heroes. So if you give minus defense to, say, the wing, the center, and the other wing, then it makes it a bit more difficult because you can't just have a cleanse for caster and nearby to get rid of it. You need to cleanse and dispel that from the whole team. Now, if you do dispel it, the problem is that you get minus 34% mana generation for 3 turns. So you've got to kind of ask yourself, do I prefer just sitting with the defense down for the next 3 turns and just, hope I don't get killed because of it? Or would I prefer the negative mana generation, which is going to make it that much harder for you to charge your heroes back up? So it's a really interesting mechanic, and it definitely makes you think twice about cleansing that off. The only problem as well is that if you don't cleanse it, the magma cubes explode in 3 turns and they do 300 damage to you guys. So yeah, I love this hero just for the fact that it's an interesting new mechanic. It definitely makes you think about what kind of plan of action you're going to do. I mean, it's not a huge amount of damage, 300 damage, you can kind of deal with it. And it does not increase with limit breaks and emblems, so you're going to be all right. Now, at second charge, or second tide, or whatever you want to call it, he deals 350% damage down to 5 random enemies. Okay, so now that does make me think it's going to function in a similar way to someone like Kongalak, for example, where he can hit a single enemy up to 5 times. So because it specifies to 5 random enemies, I mean, if there's only 3 on the board, it's likely a couple of those guys are going to get hit twice. And that makes this guy a whole new beast. To be honest, that could be absolutely game-changing for this guy, and very deadly. So hit enemies then get the magma cube. So it's 350% damage to 5. They get the magma cube. Now the magma cube owner gets minus 44% defense. So that's quite a big defense down. And the cube explodes within 3 turns, doing 450 damage to the owner. Again, that's quite a big amount. And if the magma cube's cleansed, the owner gets minus 54% mana generation for 3 turns. That is huge. Okay, this is interesting. So let's see this additional info. If a magma cube is replaced by a new magma cube, it explodes. And this can happen up to 2 times per cast. Wow, okay. So I mean, that makes sense in terms of if he casts the special and then within 3 turns he's ready to fire his second special, he casts again and the cubes explode. But the way this one says it is, it feels like if a magma cube is cast on the same hero twice, so for example, you've got 2 heroes, you fire him off at the first tide, he hits the first hero and the second hero, and then the first hero again, that cube's going to explode because he's technically replaced it with a new one. So this guy, I mean, from what I'm reading here, this guy could be extremely devastating. And I would say he would be an extremely useful hero on defense as well, because he benefits from the defense up. Ether talent, and also with that high stat there, you can see 949 on the defense. Even though his attack stat's not quite as high, it's still pretty decent. And he can give multiple hits running at fast speed. Sorry guys, got a bit of a cold. Running at fast speed and then an average again on the second tide with that big damage. I love this guy, man. Congratulations to you guys if you do manage to grab him. I'm definitely going to have a go, to be honest. Like, there are some extremely good heroes in the Untold Tales that I still haven't grabbed. And especially like the 5-star Shark Eye, and I'm the 4-star, and also the new 4-star that we're going to have a look at now. So let's move over to him, if we can get him back. So let's see. This guy, just look at this guy. I mean, he is absolutely incredible looking. So he is the third 4-star that we've had from the Untold Tales. Shark Eye is amazing. Mulgog is pretty terrible, and he's the one that I managed to pull. It would be, but this guy's gonna change the game. Mark my words now. So his name is Aqualith. Fantastic name, cool name, insanely cool art. He is of the Paladin class, which is an excellent class for him, and we're going to see why. He gets that increased chance for defense for 2 turns after receiving damage. So that is a really good class for this guy. He is of the Defenders family, and the defenders get a 50 or 75% chance to give all allies plus 36 attack for 3 turns after they receive special skill damage. And then they get the passive, which for them is 80% damage to all enemies and plus 21% critical chance for 2 turns. So the defenders is different than the nightmares. I'm sure you all know that by now, but I just wanted to go over it briefly. Now, in terms of stats, sorry guys. Oh man, he's gone. Bear with me one sec. So in terms of stats, we're looking at 4-star stats here. And as I've said before, the 4-star stats really don't, to me, mean all that much, because they can be useful in terms of tournament play and things like that. But what you really want to know is whether these heroes can compete at the highest levels. So I want to go ahead and have a look at him with the max power preview on. So interestingly, he gets the damage reduction ether talent, which is one of the best ether talents for defensive heroes. It means that he reduces received damage by 10% at the start of battle for a 6-turn period, which is insanely good. And his stats, as you can see, we're looking at second limit breaks, but it only costs 3 alpha ethers, so you should be able to get him up there. Is 936 on the attack, a massive 991 on the defense, so nearly 1,000 on the defense, which is extremely good. And then 1693 on the health, so again pretty damn survivable. Plus he gets that benefit from the Paladin class talent. Now at the first charge, his special skill's called Close Order Formation. All right. First charge, he gets Taunt. Yep, I said it. A fast speed taunt hero at the 4-star level. That is exactly what we've always wanted, or at least what I've always wanted. So he gets Taunt that prevents enemies from using special skills on his allies for 2 turns. He deals 88 to 308 damage to all enemies after the 2-turn period, based on the damage the caster taken while this effect is active. Now, remember, he's going to be taking all damage while he's got Taunt, so that is a really good effect. So that it says here, additional info, maximum effect is achieved upon taking 50% of max health and damage. So there is a cap on the amount of damage that he can deal, but it's between 88 and 308 damage to all enemies, which is a pretty decent hit. And that's running at fast speed, so it's only a 2-turn taunt, but sometimes that's all you need at fast speed to get you out of a sticky situation. Now, and I don't know why he keeps disappearing, honestly. I really like this guy's art. I think he's listening to me. Just don't be so shy this time, all right? Stay there. Stay right where you are. Second cast. Now, the caster gets Taunt again. That prevents the enemies from using special skills, this time for 3 turns, and the damage increases. So he deals 173 to 486 damage to all enemies after the 3-turn period based on the damage he'd taken while the effect was active. This is such a good hero. It's such a breath of fresh air to see a 4-star like this in the portal. And this is just what I've been asking for. So yeah, honestly, this is probably a guy that you're really going to use every single day in your war attacks, in your raids. He'll fit extremely well on a defensive formation in the tournament format, and he'll fit incredibly well on your attacking teams in the wars and raiding and just all facets of general play, really. He's going to be an absolutely great hero. Kind of like the Franz of the Untold Tales summon. Franz is a hero that I just find I use in everything. And like, he's always present. As much as I don't really want to use him, I want to try out new combinations, he just always pitches up. And I think this guy's going to be the same, to be honest. So guys, congratulations to you if you do manage to pull this guy. Obviously, he's an absolute beast. And also good luck in getting Aqualith for your rosters. He's going to be an insanely good hero. And they're featured alongside Ultrox, who's also an incredible hero. And I think a pretty decent tank if you are still using purple tanks as well. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I wish you all of the best of luck in your summons. Please do drop us a like and subscribe if you find the videos helpful. And I'll look forward to seeing you all again next time. Bye for now.